Next, we are going to be adding polynomials together. So we're going to take something with multiple terms and combining them through addition. So if you notice in the middle, there's a giant addition symbol. So we're going to be adding everything. And there are two ways we can do this. We can use what we call the horizontal method, or we can use what we call the vertical method. They're very similar. They kind of start off the same. It's just whatever works better for your brain visually in order to add these correctly. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a highlighter, but you can use just a regular pencil to underline different amounts. We're going to highlight or underline differently the different types of terms that we have. So first off, I have 7y squared. So I'm going to look for something similar in the second set, which is that 5y squared. They have the same letter, same exponent. Same letter, same exponent. Those make them like terms. And so those two will go together. And then I have 2y and that negative 4y. So those two will go together. And then lastly, I have that negative 3 and that 2. So once I've gone through and kind of connected them by color or underlining, again, you can do 1, 2, and 3 to kind of differentiate them if you don't have highlighters or different colored pencils, whatever you'd like. And then I'm going to group them for the horizontal method by those colors. So I'm going to take the 7y squared and add it to the 5y squared. I'm looking at the symbols that are in front of my terms to make sure I'm using the correct symbols. And then I have 2y and negative or minus 4y. And then lastly, I have negative 3 plus 2. So I'm going to add them together by color groups. So 7y squared plus 5y squared. When we add these together, we just add the big numbers in front. So 7 plus 5 is 12y squared. 2y minus 4y gives us negative 2y. And then we have negative 3 plus 2 gives us a minus 1. So our final answer is just 12y squared minus 2y minus 1. This is what we call standard form. And that's the greatest degree to the smallest degree. So we want the largest degrees first. So for example, x to the 5 plus x to the 4 minus x to the 3 plus x to the 2 plus minus x plus 7. We want the largest degrees first and then to the smallest degrees. So that's just an example. But the 12y squared minus 2y minus 1 is in the correct order for standard form for the horizontal method. So for the vertical method, very similar, except for instead of writing our numbers next to each other, we're going to stack them on top of each other, just like we were adding or subtracting up and down. So I have 7y squared plus 5y squared. And then we have 2y minus 4y. And then negative 3 plus 2. And so again, we are going to combine the like terms. So 7y and 5y squared makes 12y squared. 2y minus 4y gives us negative 2y. And negative 3 plus 1 gives us minus 1. So same answer, just a slightly different way to look at it. I personally prefer the horizontal method, but you can choose whichever is more comfortable for you. So I'm going to quickly go through these other examples. So example 3. I'm going to, again, use my highlighters to sort. We've got 4x squared and negative 7x squared. We have negative 2x and that positive 3x. And then we have that 7 and negative 9. So if we go by colors, so I have 4x squared minus 7x squared minus 2x plus 3x, and then plus 7 minus 9. 4x squared minus 7x squared gives us a negative 3x squared. Negative 2x plus 3x is a positive 1x, and you don't have to use the 1. It can just be positive x. And then 7 minus 9 is negative 2. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to get rid of the 1 in front of the x. It's not necessary. It's not wrong, but it's not how we typically write our constants or numbers in front of variables. If it's a 1, it's assumed that it's there. We don't need it to actually exist. It doesn't change anything. So we have negative 3x squared plus x minus 2 as our answer for example 3. Example 4. Again, I'm going to go through, sort by colors. Let's do 3x squared and negative 5x squared are going to go together. And then you can do a yellow, 2x and 3x. And then, negative 1 and positive 4. Negative 1 and positive 4. So negative 1 plus 4. So we have 3x squared minus 5x squared. That gives us a negative 2x squared. 2x plus 3x gives us 5x. And then negative 1 plus 4 gives us a positive 3. So again, in standard form, largest exponent down to the smallest exponent. And then lastly, example 5 here. With y's, be careful with your letters. We might change letters on you. You want to make sure you're doing your answers in the correct format. So we have 3y squared and 4y squared. And then 16y and 2y. And lastly, we've got blue. Negative 72y to the power of 5 and 10y to the power of 5. So you might be going, oh my gosh, that's the larger degree. It should go in the front. It can, and it will at the end. It does not have to go in the front at the beginning. We can resort or reorganize our final answer after we're done adding everything together. So it doesn't have to be done immediately at the start. So 3y squared plus 4y squared gives us 7y squared. And then we have 16y plus 2y gives us 18y. And then negative 72 plus 10 gives us a negative 62y to the 5th. So then in standard form, we are going to change the order. And so negative 62y to the 5th plus 7y squared plus 18y. So there we go.